As I mentioned yesterday, traditional families are under attack. You see it in our culture as companies are starting to advertise using same-sex couples with children in their marketing campaigns. You hear about it on the news when someone is verbally attacked because they support the traditional family structure. There are now books for little children that explain why it's normal to have two mommies or two daddies. 10 to 15 years ago, you would have said, that'll never happen. But it has. Family is a foundational element of every civilization in history. It's critical to the stability and the functionality of society. According to a study done by the Pew Research Center a few years ago, only 46% of children living in the United States are living in a home with married heterosexual parents in their first marriage. Less than half. In 1960, that number was 73%. The differences between the two percentages accounts for the rapid rise of single-parent households, which were only 9% in 1960 and are now 34%. That means a third of our nation's children are growing up with either a void in their life or they're being tossed back and forth between two parents. Either way, it's not good and it's not the way God designed the family to be. Don't misunderstand. We know that too often people find themselves in situations they didn't see coming and they have to do the best they can with where they are. Some people feel that single parenthood is the best or only option they have. And we're not saying it's wrong, just not what God intended. The consequences on the children of broken families are numerous, and they can include the following. Stress on the child trying to please both parents and be the peacemaker. 2, commitment fears and insecurities for the child when they grow older and seek their own relationships. 3rd, there's economic stress. Did you know that 31% of children living in a single-parent household are living below the poverty level? And for children living with cohabitating adults who are not married, 21% are living below the poverty level. Those are startling numbers. 4th, children in single-parent families have a higher risk of suffering abuse and neglect. 5th, they are also more likely not to receive a good education. This happens for a variety of reasons. For example, in trying to provide financially for the family, some single parents aren't as available to help with homework or stay on top of their child's grades. 6th, these children are more likely to struggle with substance abuse and are also more likely to be sexually active at a younger age. This is especially true for young girls who are often seeking affection and/or acceptance. Now, those are just some of the many consequences. Can you see why God designed the family structure intentionally and with purpose? It wasn't to limit us, and it wasn't out of spite. Quite the opposite, actually. God's design was out of love. As our Heavenly Father, He wants the best for His children. So He designed the traditional family structure in a beautiful, intricate way. Go ahead and download today's homework and discover what God has to say in His Word about the topic of family.